Avast ye, scallywags, and welcome to a special edition of Couple of Idiots. I am here with my best mate, Brian,
Hi.
and I am your captain this evening, Alex. I bet you're wondering what we're talking about. We're
Yeah.
talking about Pirates of the Caribbean.
And we're going to talk about how you got throat cancer while watching
Yeah.
these films.
20 years of cancer. Took me, but yes, we're talking about Pirates of the Caribbean. One of my
Yes.
favorite franchises ever created.
Yeah. I'm Brian, by the way,
Oh,
and this is
shut up.
Alex.
I said it already.
You didn't say Alex.
I did.
Oh, did you? I wasn't listening. You
Sorry,
started
Mr.
talking in pirate, and I zoned
You
out
zoned
immediately.
Yeah, Mr. Dementia. All right.
Mr. Dementia himself.
Dementia himself.
That's what they call me.
All right. So you wanted to do this for a very long
Yes.
time.
So when we were coming up with the concept of Couple of Idiots, we were thinking like what would be some like good matches. Obviously, Sean and I talking about like Terminator. That was a good one. You and Sean talking about Star Wars. And then we got to like who would be a good match outside of doing one with Sean. And I'm like, wait a minute, what do Alex and I have in common with each other? Not much. Well, no, I'm kidding, but no, you know what? You like pirates. I hate movies.
Yeah.
So there's that commonality.
Perfect
you know?
commonality.
Yeah. Pirates of the Caribbean is well, it used to be one of Disney's
Top franchise.
yeah, and a lot of stuff happened. This is more of like an autopsy kind of video to find out where
The
everything
rise
went wrong.
and fall of Pirates of the Caribbean. Pretty
Yeah.
much.
Well, you said it's one of your favorite film franchises,
Yes.
right? Okay. I am not as big on this as you are. I watched these when I was younger. My mom and my sister really liked the first three, and I hadn't watched 4 and 5 until like this video. And I have some thoughts. So you're going to get a newbie's perspective. on
Okay,
these.
okay,
Yeah.
cool. And you want to know a fun fact? I have them so ingrained in my head. I have not rewatched any of them.
Oh, so you don't even need to.
I don't even need to.
Well, what about the fifth one?
I already know enough.
Oh, okay, I got you.
I know exactly.
Have you only seen that one once?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But you already know everything about
Oh
that.
yeah.
Okay.
I know all
right.
the major plot points. I don't need to know much.
Yeah, I already know too much about
I
that
know too
movie.
much. It's stupid.
Well, we should. I did want to ask actually.
Well, let me give my background because
Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I can pinpoint the exact memory of me finding out about the franchise was me and my father when I was a little lad. We were just walking through Target, and I just was talking about pirates randomly, and suddenly my eyes locked on the DVD version of Black Pearl, and it was Destiny Manifest.
Slow music.
Pretty much, and I ran over. I was like, "Look, pirates!
They're real.
They're real!" And my dad was like, "We'll see." And then he bought
He
it.
saw
and-
the writing on the wall.
well, he bought it and then watched it the night before I was gonna watch it to make sure it was safe. And yeah, it's a Disney kids film.
Yeah.
And I watched it and I loved it. I locked it, and then I watched them all in the theaters going forward, pretty much.
Yeah, because I think before, what's the first one called? Curse of the Black Pearl. I almost called it Creature of the Black Lagoon.
the Black Lagoon.
Wrong franchise.
No.
But I before like that was made, like I saw some interviews like with Orlando Bloom, and he was saying like he was kind of apprehensive about it because people haven't really done anything like pirate related for
Yes.
like a long time in films, and even today, like after the 5th Pirates movie, like nobody really makes any sort of like swashbuckler films anymore.
Yes, that's the sad and disappointing part. It's mainly because the Hollywood. There was a period where they did a lot of movies about the American Revolution, and then they did a lot of films on like historical, like whatever Scottish, English history and stuff. And then randomly there was this other film. I think it's called Ship and Commander or something. It's not that one. If anyone can help me. But basically,
Oh, Sean's raising his hand.
Master and Commander.
Master and Commander. Yes, it's Master and Commander with what's his name, Russell Crowe, I think.
Okay.
But that was like the last major like ship thing, and it cost a crap ton of money.
Yeah, you
and
know,
that's what started to scare studios.
I
away.
think that's kind of what the biggest problem is, that it's a very practical franchise, and
Yeah.
shooting out on location in the middle of like water everywhere is a pain in the ass.
Yes, there's no power. There's no. Oh god, I can just imagine the filmmakers.
But we can talk a little bit about the process of that as we talk about these films. So we can start with the first one.
The first one that sparked the franchise.
Pirates of the Caribbean Curse of the Black Pearl. Thank you. I almost said it again.
Which is actually, it's not really a curse because it's not the Black Pearl. It's the coins of
the Aztec gold. Yeah. Yeah.
I left them upstairs. That's fine.
What, the gold?
Yeah.
Do you have gold?
Yeah, Sean got me.
Do you want to go get it?
I can get them right now.
Yeah, go get it right now.
Okay. My gold blue.
We are cursed, dumbass.
I would rather be a skeleton who can't feel pain. Yeah, so these are my gold coins. The Sean, amazing host for today, got me these for Christmas and painted them.
And then you 3D printed some.
And then, yes, these are the 3D printed ones. Because originally I wanted to build like a whole chest just full of gold that I could sprinkle all over the place. These are my test ones. They came out pretty well. I'll show the black one. But they're all basically the same except for the gold one, which fell apart. Like, you can... That. It's really weak.
Jesus.
It's garbage.
I thought it was like chocolate or something.
It's chocolate.
Wait, what movie or show is it that they're like, we found gold doubloons, and it's like, it's actually chocolate? That's like a lot of shows, I feel.
It's like Kid Next Door.
Is it really?
No.
Oh, okay. No, that was an episode of Jimmy Neutron, but instead of Pirates Gold, it was just like a bunch of saltwater taffy.
Oh, yes. I love that episode.
Yeah, that's a great episode.
That's a good episode.
Couple of Idiots, Jimmy Neutron coming soon.
You could definitely do that.
I would like to do that. Everyone in the room is just like, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I saw that movie in theaters
Did you?
4 times.
Oh, my God. See, if we were...
I'm going to brain blast my head with a shotgun.
See, if we were seeing that movie...
Brain blast!
If we were seeing Jimmy Neutron, the boy genius, in theaters again instead of Revenge of the Sith, I'd be there 100%.
Okay, so Curse of the Black Pearl.
Yes, based on the Disney theme park. Right? Have you ever been on it?
I've never been to Disney.
Okay.
I've only been to Universal.
Well, guess what? It is a very underwhelming ride. It's just a very slow-moving boat
So
experience.
yo,
Yeah.
pirates leave for me.
No, like scarily enough, like every like set piece in the movie that you can think of is based on like an aspect from the ride.
Okay.
Pretty much. So the way that they actually went about it, because like when they pitched the movie, it's a Jerry Bruckheimer film, National Treasure and stuff like that. Still the Declaration of Independence. They pitched it and like everyone was like, based on the theme park, right? Okay, I guess. But they actually did like a good job of like integrating like the plot elements of the ride into the actual movie.
No.
So
I mean, they got the dog.
yeah, because
That's a
the
key
dog
part.
the dog with like the key is just a very out of context thing that the ride had, because you just go in and you see like the pirates in the
Yeah,
cage.
in the
I don't know how different it is because apparently they've modified it to match the movies over the years.
Okay.
So they just
Well, I think they added Jack Sparrow. Obviously, that's an
well,
original
I
character.
think Jack Sparrow did they? I don't remember if that. I don't remember.
I don't think of that far back, but
I don't know. But Jack Sparrow. I guess we can kind of talk about him first to kind of cap off, because
Okay.
Johnny Depp as Jack Sparrow, would you argue, is probably like the best part of this franchise?
yes, absolutely.
Okay.
He brings a sense of whimsy that all the other characters don't match. 'Cause
Yeah.
they're all so serious.
Yeah,
Like,
I know.
And then Jack comes in and it's like, where's the rum?
Yeah, his iconic catchphrase. I think he has like one of the best character introductions in like any
Of
like
course.
film franchise I've ever seen, because it's him like being all heroic, and then you cut back to like he's just in a very tiny boat in the middle of the water, and it's like he's like a big
Well, not just that, it's sinking too.
Yeah,
to the
yeah.
point that he just doesn't care. He wants to
he just wants to
get to port.
go on all kinds of adventures. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, one of my notes going into this, because I watched all 5 of these films again, just to recollect and all
Yeah.
that stuff. But like, one of my biggest takeaways from this movie was like it's kind of there are these 2 elements that kind of make up the rest of the franchise, where it's like it's a mixture of seriousness and silliness.
Yeah.
Where there are some movies that I feel have a little bit more silliness or a little bit more seriousness. I think that the first movie is like the right mixture,
Yes.
where it's like, obviously you have Jack Sparrow, who is the main character, who is pretty much like a jester like protagonist, and he doesn't really have like a character arc in this film. He more or less kind of like influences the world around him.
Yes. You can say that about every film.
Yeah, well, yeah. Well, I more so mean like he himself doesn't go on any sort of like, he doesn't really make any sort of like groundbreaking discoveries like on his own or whatnot.
No, of course not.
He more or less more or less represents kind of that sense of adventure that like Will and what's Keira Knightley's character again?
Elizabeth Swan.
Yeah, it more or less represents like the thrill of adventure that they're seeking
Yeah.
to find.
They all want to break out of their normal lives and go out and be free.
Yeah.
Per se.
More so, I guess Elizabeth maybe.
Definitely Elizabeth. Will is more about just finding himself.
Yeah, and
He's-
also we trying to find Elizabeth, but
Yeah.
because she's captured under Parlay and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So she's kidnapped by Barbossa, great villain.
Barbossa, amazing villain.
Jeff, what's his
I
actor's
don't know
name?
his name. I don't know.
Please help.
Jeffrey Rush.
That's right,
Okay.
Jeffrey Rush. Jeffrey Rush.
The
I remember.
man-
I remember, like we pitched this episode to everybody else, and Sean was like, "I want to do Pirates with Alex." Now I kind of wish that you did.
because I also really like the movie.
Okay, well that's
that's
good.
why you have the mic.
Well, I can also say this film was directed by Gore Verbinski. who-
Right, hey, you can't forget about his other role in Gods of Egypt.
Jeffrey Rush was
Yeah.
in. Oh,
He's in
no.
Gods of Egypt. Sean knows.
So you're saying we need to do a couple of idiots on that now?
No.
Oh, thank God! I don't want to.
That's never gonna happen.
No.
It's an
Never
Egyptian
gonna happen,
film.
buddy.
No.
An Egyptian film where everyone is white.
Yeah.
Everyone is the whitest person you could think of.
There's some black people in that movie.
Barely.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Oh, Egyptian. We need Egyptian people in an Egyptian movie.
There's exactly like one person.
Yeah.
And I think it's Chadwick Boseman.
Oh, rest in
Oh,
peace.
damn it. Yeah, rip.
Poor guy. But yeah, I like this movie. That's it. That's all I get. No.
You don't have any specific moments you love about the first movie?
Well, I would say like in terms of like action set pieces, I feel like the film's pretty standard for the most part. I mean, they definitely don't want to go like too overboard, pardon the pun, for like the first movie in the franchise, I guess. I mean, obviously you have like the skeleton pirates and like the stuff that goes on with them, which are kind of like, obviously like the climax is like the best part of the movie for me.
Yeah.
I do have like some problems
Yeah,
with like
let's go,
the
Tom.
antagonists.
Okay.
And feel free to tell me how much of an idiot I am for
I'm here to
not,
explain.
not
Yeah,
getting
let's
it.
go.
I feel like the threat, like the main threat at the end, where it's like, oh, the antagonists are like, well, the antagonists are trying to like cure themselves. Like they're trying to
Yes,
like,
they've been cursed for just about 20 years.
yeah.
As a skeleton pirate crew.
And it's like, at the end of the day, that's like a pretty admirable, like, well, I wouldn't say admirable, but like, it's a pretty selfish thing that they're looking for. And obviously they're pirates, so they're not like, you know, the best people.
Well, yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, I feel like, you know, they're not trying to hurt that many people. I mean, they said they're going to kill Will. But as we see earlier in the movie, like when they kidnap Elizabeth, like they just cut her wrist. So they don't really kill her to like, because they think that she's the actual person that they need to break the curse. But then like that happens, they don't kill her. And so like the threat at the end is like, oh, they're going to kill Will. But it doesn't seem like they're going to kill Will anyway, because why would they kill him if like they need his blood in the first place? You know what I mean?
I mean, it doesn't need to be a lot of living blood. They just need a drop.
Yeah.
That's why Barbossa says to Elizabeth, it's like, we don't want to spoil it all.
Right.
Because they don't know how much blood they're actually going to need. Do they need to coat all the coins with this guy's blood, or
Right. Oh,
whatever?
so I guess they keep him by like just in case they need
Yeah.
him or what. Yeah, I guess. I feel like oh, Sadie,
Sadie?
get out
No.
instantly sits down. I just feel like in some regards, like the oh, hold on, this stuff's happening. You can't have them. Sadie's like, you took what was sacred to my people. Now I will take yours.
Oh my god.
No, but I feel like the climax, like I did enjoy the climax, but I feel upon like some rewatches, they're like, it feels like it's like, I don't want to say entirely like artificial when it comes to like bringing that conflict out, but it just feels like a few of the like characters like goals could have lined up in some way. You know what I mean?
Nah.
I don't know.
And mind you, all these pirates are from the original crew. They all had to come back. They all had to drop their own blood onto the coins. That's why the curse was still active.
No, I get
They
that.
needed Bootstrap's blood to finally end it all.
I just mean more so like, oh, we have to save Will. It's like, well, I mean,
it used to be Elizabeth. Now it's Will.
well,
but-
right, but again, it's like, well, we saw what happened with Elizabeth. They didn't necessarily kill her, so I don't really know what like the overall threat is.
They're pirates.
I know.
Their threats can go one way or the other.
I guess that's true.
And
yeah.
mind you, it's a kids' film.
I know.
They're not gonna
I
kill
have to
people
always
on
put in
screen.
that
Yeah.
caveat.
Now it does get darker though.
Yeah.
I think it does definitely get darker come the second film.
Oh, sure. They definitely up like the stakes and stuff like that.
Come the intro, they are definitely saying like this is not a kids' film, but it's PG-13.
Yeah. These are was the first one PG?
Yeah, I think
Okay. Just put it in post. I don't care. I just have editing.
they're not
Brian do
meant
most
for
of the heavy
small
lifting.
kids.
No. But
I went nonetheless.
yeah. But I think this film is pretty it's pretty simple, but it is pretty effective. For like what it is. I very much enjoy the score of the film.
Hans Zimmer.
Well, Hans Zimmer actually worked on the second, third, and fourth film score.
Yeah.
It was somebody completely different for the first one.
He assisted, but he didn't.
Originally it was Alvin Silvestri, but I gotta actually look up who.
Because Hans Zimmer was initially going to, but then I think there was scheduling errors. but
No,
he
it was-
already-
I think so. It's Klaus Bedelt
Okay.
is responsible for the first film score. I believe not Gore Verbinski. Hans Zimmer. I don't know if he was involved. Or, I mean,
I think he was.
You might be right.
I think he was going to, but and made notes, but he had other projects he was responsible
Okay,
for.
so if
he
that's the
couldn't-
case, he may have like had the initial inspiration for like that
Yeah,
Pirates
exactly.
film score. So, are there any standout moments in this film that you want to talk about, want to gush about, just to give you a platform
I
before we?
love the ships.
It always comes back to that.
The ships, for not being real, they did an amazing job
Mm-hmm.
with the set decoration and especially the fight between the two ships. That was good. And the favorite moment of it is stop blasting holes in my ship with
Yeah.
Jack Sparrow in the hold. That was great. I love that whole portion. I don't like the walking to the plank thing.
Oh,
'cause that
where
was
they're
just
dropping off Jack and Elizabeth to the.
a sandbar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, why not though?
Nah, it's a waste. I feel more or less it feels like filler to me, but that's just my personal.
Well, that's
thing.
also because that's kind of the low point of the movie, where it's like, oh, Will gets captured, Elizabeth and Jack get ejected to this island.
Yeah.
So, I kind of get why it's there.
No, I understand, especially because it helps bring the British into question because the British didn't know
Oh,
what
yeah.
the hell was going on the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
I will say also, I'm thinking of two other complaints or things I didn't think were as strong. I think some of the comedy in this film kind of falls flat.
you have an example.
I more so mean with the parlay joke. I think it was like funny where it's like I like where Jack first of all didn't remember how to say it, and then the two comedy sidekicks kept saying like, oh, parlay. That's kind of where it got annoying, like at the very end where he's like, oh, parlay, and it's just like, you know what I'm talking about,
Yes, I
right?
know.
Okay,
I
yeah, but
remember
I
the
just don't want to
scene.
just come across as being like,
Parlay.
parlay. But I mean, there are just some jokes that kind of fell flat. I mean, most of the comedy more so comes from like the physical stuff that
Yeah.
I think that the stuff that
You don't like the
lands.
two comedy duos dressing up as women and rowing out?
That's so funny. Cross dressing is immediately funny. This was made in
Well,
the
not
early
only that, but
2000s.
they distracted the British.
Yeah, sure.
Like, why are there just two random women
That's
in the
funny.
middle of the ocean?
I think that may have also been a thing from the ride as well. I seem to remember there being like, oh, there's a boat with two women. Oh, there's skeletons. I don't know. It's been a while since I've been on that ride. But
Hey, Disney fanboy.
yeah, I know, right? I've only been to Disney like twice. I'm surprised you haven't been to Disney World at all.
There've been talks of going, but they never line up, and then the economy.
You're going to Italy. By the time that this video comes out, you're going to be dead
I'm gonna
to me
be-
because you're not going to be around to record. So.
Oh, I'm so sorry. You guys can record something. Go live stream.
We're all just looking at each other like we don't want to do that. We'll have you in
No
charge
one
of
wants
that.
to do it.
Nobody-
I think we want to do more work than we have to.
Which is not a lot.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. The first.
Look, this
film
is our
definitely-
vacation time.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Oh, my other thing that I don't think is the best in this film, I don't really like Orlando Bloom that much.
He's very stale.
Yeah, I
In
have
this
nothing
film.
against. Yeah, he's probably better in the
He's
next
better. He's
films.
way better in the coming film. But yes,
Yeah.
he's definitely
He's a very basic character.
yeah.
He's definitely better than the main character in the 5th movie, but we'll get there.
Okay.
Well, do you have anything else to say about the first movie?
No, I'm happy. I'm happy it was made. A lot
Okay.
of good memories watching it.
Yeah, it's a fun little adventure with a little bit of drama and a little bit of, goofiness. So
Yeah.
I still think it ages pretty well.
Of all the CGI in all the films,
Oh, the CGI of the
it
skeletons.
aged beautifully.
Oh, you think it aged pretty good? The
Yeah.
CG. Well, I will go on just to jump ahead. Well, I guess this will be a transition to the next film. The CGI in Dead Man's Chest,
Yeah.
it's so good.
Oh,
Like with
yeah.
Davy Jones, like even to this day.
Yes.
I wouldn't say that the CG for Curse of the Black Pearl has aged that well. I mean, I love the practical stunts and effects, but like the skeleton crew definitely doesn't
They
look
could have
great.
used like another week or so. Like, yes, they're not the best, but that's why they're only in one.
But it does
movie.
also kind of add to the cheesiness
But
charm
yeah,
of it, so it's
exactly,
fine. I feel
yeah.
so.
It brings back like Goonies vibes and stuff. It's
Kind
like,
of,
yeah.
yeah.
There's skeletons, there's gold. It's like it's got
Yeah,
all
it's
the
a
basics.
fun little thing.
And then coming to the second film, and
Yeah.
so much better.
They
I don't
up
think
the-
I've ever said it, but I think Davy Jones is like my favorite fictional character ever.
Oh, ever?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it just based on his look and his
His
like?
look, his appeal, his
Performance.
character performance. Yeah,
I could see that. He's pretty cool. I like his crew, and Tim Burton actually helped out on some of the designs
Oh,
of it.
nice.
Yeah, so that's cool.
They're
Got that
all
Johnny
unique.
Depp connection there, right there. So because Johnny Depp's in every single one of his movies
Yeah.
ever. So, yeah, I think is this your favorite movie
yeah,
out of
this
it?
is my favorite.
Okay. I think I would agree with that, maybe. It's kind of tied with the first film for me. I do have one major issue with this film, which we can get into, but
Okay.
I do.
Do you even remember the intro to this film?
Yeah, it was Elizabeth and Will. They're about to get married, but then they are like, oh, no, Jack Sparrow, you collaborated with him. I don't want to say collaborate. That makes them sound like they're YouTubers, but
Collaborate.
you cooperated with him, and now you got to be put to death unless you find the dead man's chest. Title drop.
And then Jack's opening.
Oh yeah, wait. What was his opening? What happened?
He's on a prison island.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
a
and then he gets out of the
sacrificial-
coffin.
And literally they're throwing and like someone gets picked out, like they're eaten by crows.
Oh
in a-
yeah,
in a
oh yeah, yeah.
cage.
And
Then he comes out of a coffin like a canoe and rips off a guy's leg and rows
Oh
to
yeah,
the
yeah.
boat.
I think that's a fun intro for him. I still prefer his introduction from the first movie. I think
Okay.
that's a little that's more simple and that's like much more effective. Like we get
Yeah.
everything we need to know about the character right there. But I still like Jack in this movie. My big complaint with this movie, and I know Town is going to hear this and is going to be like, what the fuck are you talking about, you chimp-brained loser? But my biggest problem with Jack in this movie is that they try to give him a character arc when it feels like
Wow.
I know.
General storytelling convention.
Yeah, I know. No, my thing,
Wow.
again, to go back to the first movie, I think Jack was most effective because he was influencing other characters around him, like Will and Elizabeth, who are the
Yeah.
real main characters. But
You could say he still is in this film
yeah, to an extent.
to an extent.
He
because
is-
his character role in this entire film is he's a coward.
Yeah,
He refuses to face his responsibility until he has to.
yeah. Which he does at the end, but, at the same time, it's like,
Doesn't mean he wanted to. He was ready. He was gonna leave with them on the rowboat,
right, until Elizabeth, like,
and then
shackled
Elizabeth,
him.
shackled him.
Right. It was just that moment where like they need to shoot that like the whole stuff of like gunpowder so they could blow up the squid, the kraken. Sorry.
Squid is an octopus.
Oh, whatever. They're all the same. I said it. It was that moment at the end where Elizabeth was about to shoot the gunpowder to blow up the kraken, and Jack came back and like blew it up. I'm like, this didn't really need that. Because also it felt like Elizabeth could have done that anyway. I don't know why Jack needed to do it.
Because he was leaving.
I guess. Well,
Because you forgot an important part. In between those cuts, Jack left on their only dinghy
you're right,
from
right.
the Black Pearl, and he's like contemplating. It's like, I just left everyone I've known to die.
No, I get it. No, it's fine. It's just, at the same time, I'm just like, I don't know. Because to me, it kind of felt, the first film kind of felt to me like we're going to get individual, like, adventures. Like I kind of envision Jack Sparrow more as like a Benoit Blanc from like Knives Out kind of thing, where he's like not really the main focus, but like he's sort of part of like a bigger
He helps
story.
guide it. You know?
Yeah. And instead they decided to go with like the big epic trilogy like thing, like a strategy with these movies, which is fine. But
Well, this was one of the first of their kind. This is the
Yeah.
modern era. We're talking about late 2008 into, I forgot when.
this is
2012.
2006, I believe.
2006 into like 2012.
Yeah. This is like these are like some of the, I mean, we had Lord of the Rings beforehand, but like summer blockbuster kind of thing. These are
Yes.
definitely like a precursor to like the ones that we've gotten throughout the recent years.
Well, yeah, you could say Lord of the Rings and these films really helped bring up the Marvel Universe because that's when they started connecting and bringing up different kinds of heroes.
Right. But yeah, I mean, aside from that, and there's like a few plot points that I don't really like. I don't care for the Elizabeth and Jack like romance thing.
It's a fake romance.
Yeah, like again, I get that she would be fascinated because he represents a certain thing. I just don't buy it though.
No, it's fake. She's just been educated.
Well, I mean,
on.
before then, it feels like because there are also hints that she has the compass and it like goes to him, and she's like, "Oh, am I in love with Jack?" And then it's like, no, because it felt more like a joke in the first film, and then they're like, thankfully, they don't follow up on it that much in this
Yeah.
and the third movie because I think it's dumb and I don't like it. But yeah, like you said, Davy Jones and his crew, they look, great. And I like his presence as a villain, and everyone's trying to get the heart.
You can't forget about the liar's dice scene.
Oh, yeah. That's a pretty good scene.
That's a very nice scene. They cut half of it, which is disappointing.
They probably just didn't want it to go on too long.
Yes, that was a problem.
Yeah.
But they didn't explain the rules, so it just looks like a bunch of freaks.
Yeah, that's why I
talking
was
about
like,
dice.
when I was watching that recently, I was like, wait, what are the rules to this game?
They're super easy.
Oh, okay.
I'm a master at liar's dice.
Well, how does it go?
You have to basically you're guessing how much dice a certain number has. So it's like you roll six. I think it's 5 dice underneath a cup, and you need to look at it, and you need to. It's probability. It's a probability game, like all cards.
Okay.
And you need to think and guess how many probable like face of a certain die are on every single person's
Okay.
cup. So let's say you have 2 4s. You can say there are 4 4s because you're hoping that the other 2 have at least 1 4.
Oh, okay.
And then it goes to the next person, and they can either call you bluff, in which case, if it's proven false and there are 4, they lose a dice. If they're proven right, then you lose a dice.
Oh, okay.
But in Pirates, the loser just takes all their fucking years, I guess.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. You know what, though? There needs to be a special edition where you just come in and just explain, like, okay, before anyone asks, here's how the game is played, okay? Because somebody on the internet's going to be like, I don't understand that scene.
I didn't understand it when I first watched it, but then I actually played Liar's Dice, and it's pretty fun. And
Yeah, and then you lost, and then you gave all your years to this podcast.
yeah,
And that's why we're here.
oh god,
But yeah, I really think that there's it's kind of debatable about like how much silliness is in this film. I mean, like in terms of like its set pieces, because you have the very long set piece on the Island of Cannibals, which kind of goes on a little too long,
yes,
and sometimes it gets a little too goofy with like Jack and he's like unwrapping with like all of his like it tied to the pole and stuff like that, and like I feel like it goes a little too far in a few places.
yeah.
But like other than that, I think like this film's pretty strong for
This
what
is
it
a very
is.
solid film,
Yeah,
and especially with the CGI.
Yes.
like it is still very timeless.
it is aged pretty well.
and it's nice.
I
I
st-
would always go back and watch this film.
I think that the first one is definitely like a much simpler movie, but this one definitely like expands.
It's
on,
also shot in a different way. if you
Oh,
notice.
yeah.
The first one is shot more dramatically than this one. This one is shot definitely like more like following the action kind of.
Mhm. Okay.
There's not as many like creative shots or lens flares or other stuff. It's just sort of more straightforward.
Yeah. So maybe that could be a disadvantage of this one, like compared to the first one. Then.
Yeah.
Okay. But this is still your favorite.
Yeah.
Is it just because of Davy Jones?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the story is also better.
Okay. All right.
It actually goes in the proper directions I expected.
Yeah, because it does also expand on, like, because you hear Bootstrap Bill in the first one, and now
Yeah,
you
now you can
actually
see
see him and, like, expand upon
Yeah.
him and stuff.
I don't
like
like when stories branch, but this actually, like, Pirates of the Caribbean does an amazing job with, like, connecting the branching stories together.
that. Yeah.
Because there's always an A plot and a B plot, but, like, they all, like, sometimes the B plot gets way in the wrong direction. Pirates is, like, perfectly just goes right back where it should.
Right, yeah. And they actually made, like, a fun story based on the limited material that they had. Because the first movie, it's like, okay, we ran out of material from the ride. We have
Yeah.
to make up some stuff.
Let's do it again.
I will say that there are some, like, there's a few too many wink wink nudge nudge moments in this second one that kind of reference the first one.
No,
I wouldn't say a lot.
which one? What reference?
You have the bad guy, or who are the two comic relief characters? The pirate ones, not the British ones. You know the one with the
You didn't
eye?
look up their names.
I don't care.
I know
what their
I
name-
know them. Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Do you know their names?
No, 'cause-
Exactly. Nobody likes them.
No, because they don't say their names.
They do in the third one.
Yes,
but,
like one time.
But also, which one is which? They just say the both of them.
Yeah, the both of them.
They say "Hello, Poppet," which was from the first one. It was like, "Hey, we said that thing," and then there's the whole joke of, like, sea turtles in these movies. And it's just like, I didn't find it funny the first time. I don't know why we keep bringing
Sea
it.
turtles from the back of my head.
Yeah, exactly.
The hair from my back.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, again, the
It's
some
a
of the
joke.
some of the written comedy I'm not too big on, but, like, there are
Oh, grow up.
what?
Have fun.
Why?
Have fun.
I seem to remember at one point, like, when we were younger, I said, like, "Oh, the Pirates movies, they're just, like, dumb fun," and you were just like, "What?
Shut up.
How could you not say? How could you say that?"
They have artistic. What's the word?
Like
Merit.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, it helps that they had Gore Verbinski, who primarily did, like, horror stuff before, and he was able to, like, bring that over.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's always a good idea to bring somebody who was, like, a horror director to make, like, a big budget, like, kind of thing, and they find a way to, like, put in their style into it in some way. I mean, look
Yeah.
at, like, Sam Raimi in the Spider-Man films. So, but yeah, I like the second one. Maybe I don't like it as much as the first one,
Okay,
but
that's all right.
yeah.
The third one.
Yeah, I
the
don't.
intro. Do you like the intro or no?
Well, okay.
They're in China.
Well, before then, we see the hanging of all these people.
Oh, okay. Yes, we can do
All the
that. Intro.
pirates,
They kill
yeah.
a child. Yeah.
Yeah, and now it means business.
I feel like they just started off on something really dark to get the kids out.
They're like, hey, oh yeah, or hey, target demographic, fuck you.
No small children. Here's someone
Yeah.
hanging.
I will be honest with you, and I don't know how you will perceive this. I didn't really like this one upon rewatch.
Really? You did not like it?
Yeah, because this is kind of my this is kind of what I was talking about earlier, where it's like the Pirates movies, they're contingent on, like, their two elements of, like, silliness and, like, seriousness.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this one's a little too serious at points.
It is very serious.
Which I get it. It's the final chapter.
This is the end all be all. Like they are in the mindset of all the characters. They already know they are going to war.
Yeah. Bless you. Which is, you know what, though? The war at the end doesn't mean anything. Because they have these two, like, lines of, like, all these ships. Two ships come towards each other and go around in a whirlpool for a little bit. And then another ship comes out and blows up the lead ship. And then everyone's like, okay, we lost. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Like, what a war. It's like, have we been building up to this the whole movie?
No. Because what's his name? It's not Norrington.
Who's the guy?
I forgot the guy.
It's Good Business. President Business.
President Business.
The
It's
guy
not
from the Lego
Norrington.
movie.
Who is his name?
What's the guy, Sean?
East India Trading
Well,
Company.
who's
That's
the guy?
Business.
Yeah,
I
who's
said
the guy? Beckett.
Beckett.
Yeah.
Yeah, there
I'm
he
still
is.
going to call him President Business.
President Business.
But, yeah,
Will Ferrell.
I didn't really care for him as a villain
He
over
was a fine
Davy
villain. I
Jones.
liked him.
Well, my problem also is, like, because, you know, the second one ended on a pretty good cliffhanger. Like, the trading company got the heart. They control the seas, the
Yeah.
ocean. They can fuck around and find out with all the pirates that they want. Hi, Sadie. Welcome back. Do you want some of these doubloons? there's no chocolate in
There's
them.
no
I promise.
Showing its asshole to the camera.
No.
Yeah, I gotta censor that. You fucker.
Fuck.
Get out of here.
Just sit down.
Yeah, take a
Do you
load
want me
off.
to fucking you broke my gun again.
Where'd you get that gun? Is that from like?
I haven't brought this
McDonald's?
up. This is an original blaster, Nerf blaster, licensed by Disney for the third film at World's End. It did come with 2 of them, but it broke, and it does still work.
So is that like a rare commodity? Do you think? or-
Apparently, it is.
Okay.
I don't think it's gonna shoot my thing anymore.
Please subscribe to like our. Oh, nice.
It's on the tip.
Almost.
I no longer have genitals anymore.
Yeah, we'll soon be putting that up on the Major Idiots official
I gotta get
eBay
another
account.
dirt. No, this is This is an artifact. This is damn near almost 20 years old.
Really, 20 years old.
Almost 20 years.
That's pretty good.
I think World's End came out in like 2012 or
it was
something.
20. Or no, it was 2007.
No, it fucking wasn't.
Yeah, it was 2007.
No, it was not.
At World's End, 2007.
No, it was not.
because then 2011 was Stranger Tides.
Oh my god, you're lying.
I'm not lying. Let me show you.
Stranger Tide was not 2011.
It was.
No way.
Oh, hold on.
Usually they have a date on this thing. But
Boom, 2007.
World's End was
Yeah,
2007.
it came out a year after Dead Man's Chest. Yeah, and then
Dang.
2011 for Stranger Tides, and then Dead Men Tell No Tales. That's 2017.
Okay. There's a
So,
reason why.
but yeah, I feel like this film definitely has a little bit too much of like the world's gonna end and everything.
It's not the world's going to end. It's that their whole culture is going to
the
end.
pirates' creed and the code of honor is fucked in the ass.
And you're still upset that there's a rule book to piracy.
Yeah, what the fuck? Okay, let me ask. Okay, pirate lords, fine, whatever. Why is there a pirate king? I thought the
There
whole point of
wasn't.
pirates is that it's like, oh, the fucking they just like rob. They're robbers. It's like what? It's like, oh, it'd be like, what if like I wanted to rob someone's house? Not that I'm ever going to. For the record, just want to put that out on tape. But it's like if I wanted to rob someone's house, would I have to go through like the chamber of commerce for like the robbers like syndicate or something in order to get like approval? Like, do I need to go through the proper like regulations? Like, it's just I rob a house. Why do pirates have laws?
It's not laws, it's the code. It's something that they can all respect and follow so that there's no just like wild killing and stuff.
Well, yeah,
Well, if you remember, Barbosa was like, they're more like guidelines.
Yeah,
oh, my
exactly.
question, by the way, also, okay, I like Barbosa in these movies, but like in the first movie, he's like, yeah, I'm an evil pirate, as opposed to like a good one, I guess. But like, and then in the third one, he's like, oh, we have to follow the rules.
No, he's sucking up.
Oh, why? Because he wants to win the war.
Yes.
All right,
He's sucking up to try and get someone's vote. It doesn't work.
fair enough.
If you look, that entire scene is just to show you how selfish they are. And you're yelling, it's like, why is there a pirate king? There hasn't been a pirate king since the First Order made one. That was
Okay.
over 100 years ago or whatever.
all right.
They are all so selfish, they just vote for themselves. And there's like 12 of them. All it takes Jack, who doesn't really care and has no stake really in the war, to vote Elizabeth, who follows his ideals because he wants Beckett dead anyway. They don't have an original Pirate King. They voted in the first Pirate King of the book. That's why there's a bunch of old people carrying that heavy-ass book, because they just
All
keep
right.
adding more and more rules and other stuff. Yes, it is a little stupid, but in the lore of the Pirates of the Caribbean, yes, there are a set of guidelines that all the pirates use.
All right.
Because one of them is like, I don't know, I can't remember what the actual rules are, but
Wow, you're such a fake fan.
they don't, like, they show a YouTube video, and I'm 90% sure it's not
Oh, there's a YouTube video on the Pirates Guidelines.
I think someone made it.
Liar's Dice, Pirates Guidelines. We need that.
Not to mention, we meet Jack's dad, too.
Oh, yeah, Keith Richards, who he based his performance of Jack Sparrow on, Keith
Yes.
Richards. Which I think is a nice little touch that they brought him in for this one. But I guess more of my like complaints are that like there's a large chunk of this film dedicated to like the politics of piracy. When
Not
like
really.
it's big like 20, 30 minutes on like this stuff where people are like, we gotta get the pirate lords together.
It's more like we got to get together, come up with a plan, and the plan turned out is we're going to go to war now.
Yeah,
And then they, mind you, they don't have that many ships.
I guess. Also, none of the pirate lords actually did anything during the big battle.
Yeah.
They just watched
Exactly.
while the main characters did everything.
They should be happy because guess what? Then they can
They don't
leave.
have to do anything.
They don't have to do anything. They came out on top and don't have to do anything. Like they were gonna fight anyway. I bet half of them, if they actually did do a massive fight, we're just gonna run away.
Yeah, if only there was like a creed. Anyway,
There was.
I don't know. I mean, just a lot of that stuff.
But the
And-
final battle itself was amazing.
Oh, I like that.
love the
That is
whirlpool.
that is pretty great. And there are not a lot of set pieces in this, like in terms of action sequences. I mean, I guess there was the sequence where they're like trying to get back to the overworld after
There's China, the underworld.
Singapore.
Singapore, that's it. Yeah, Singapore, the underworld. What else happened?
The big whirlpool battle.
Oh, I'm talking about in between. I'm trying to think of the set locations.
I guess they do something on Beckett's ship.
Beckett's ship and then the Singaporean ship.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, there's not a lot of land, actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, they're mostly on boats
They're
the whole
mostly
time.
on boats this entire film, which is fine. I like boats.
You know,
Give me more boats. Give me more ships.
you need a whole movie on a boat, and you'll be happy.
Hell yeah. If I
But,
could buy a ship right now, I would. I don't in this crippling economy.
Yeah. Please subscribe so we can afford to
buy
get
my boat.
to get a boat.
Give me a boat. A real
the
boat.
SS shipwreck, as it were. But
and run it aground.
I feel like there wasn't enough silliness in this to kind of fix my appetite. But
Okay. But what would you say? But would you like the ending of this?
it was fine. I mean, if they were gonna go the trilogy route, I think this was like a good like full
Finale.
circle moment
Yeah,
where it's like,
exactly.
Barbossa stole the ship again. Jack is all alone again.
Mm-hmm.
Will and Elizabeth kind of got a happy ending, but like it's the best outcome for them. Like they get to bone every 10 years.
Yes.
It's fine. But you know,
yeah.
I just think like there's just a lot of like slow moving in this one and not
Yeah.
in a fun way, and it gets very serious. And also I don't really like Davy Jones that much in this movie
Well,
because
he's a servant mostly.
That's the
he's-
problem.
He's not his own character.
he feels more like more like a plot device as opposed to like an actual character
Well,
until the
exactly.
final battle.
Well, that's exactly his character because he's on a leash the entire film.
Yeah.
He is an object. They have his heart.
Mm-hmm.
He can't do squat without they say so, and then if they don't, guess what? They're gonna kill him.
Yeah.
But then people are like, "Well, go ahead." Well, he does. He also doesn't want to die, but the stipulation is if you stab and kill the captain, you become the captain.
Right, yeah.
So it's like,
Did they say that in the previous film, or did they come up with that here?
no, it's in the third one.
Oh, okay, it's only in the third one.
I think. No. Well, I think they referenced like the Dutchman needs a captain.
Okay.
And then they finally fleshed it out.
They
It's like,
flesh it out
If the
in this one.
if you kill the captain, you are the captain.
I gotcha.
They will take your heart. You need to be immortal for this job.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I'm not really the biggest fan of this film, but it's not terrible.
No,
it's
I
just
like-
there were just a lot of parts where like I was like, it definitely drags on a little too long.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, they could have cut some of this down.
I like ships.
That's your
Lord.
stipulation.
Are you ready to talk about the fourth film? then?
Yeah, we could talk about the fourth one.
This is the first one off of the franchise.
Yes.
When did it come out? 2010?
2011.
2011?
This
Okay.
Gore Verbinski didn't work on this. It was made by John Marshall.
Oh, actually, a fun fact for people in the audience. They actually filmed Dead Man's Chest and At World's End back to back.
Oh yeah.
They did 3 years of filming.
That's pretty impressive.
Which is
I will say
impressive.
that.
That
Yeah.
is insane.
Especially with all like the new age CGI that they were trying out and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
exactly.
So
Like they had 2 films just planned. Like, oh my god!
mm-hmm.
Imagine being gone for 6 months or whatever, just
Yeah.
filming, and then they're editing for 3 years. It's like that's
Well,
crazy.
I feel like you would enjoy that. You get to be on a
Oh, I
boat
would
for
love
6
it.
months.
I would have. Let me tell you, if they ever do another Pirates film, I will go through every single avenue.
I will
I will
lease
do-
my house.
I will do whatever it takes to get on that set, whether
To
I'm
get on
just
that
a
boat.
PA or just like watching.
and then you hijack the whole boat and take it for yourself.
That's why I sort of want to grow my beard out, just so I can, if they need it trimmed or
If
whatever.
they need an extra.
There are
too.
so many rumors of today. It's just like there's maybe another Pirates film coming out. There's a Pirates film coming.
Does
out.
anyone really want another Pirates film? Well, I mean, have you seen the fifth one though? I mean,
We don't talk about the fifth one.
we're going to talk about
We're
it in
gonna
a
talk about
bit.
the fifth
But
one.
let's talk about the fourth one.
We're gonna talk about the fourth one.
So this is the first movie where like it doesn't follow like the same story as like the
This
trilogy.
is 5 years roughly, give or take, after the first
Yeah.
one.
It's just Jack Sparrow with a new set of characters.
Jack Sparrow, Gibbs,
Oh yeah, and Barbossa,
and Barbossa.
who are the best parts of the film.
Yeah.
And ironically, the worst parts of the film are the new characters because I don't give a shit about any of them.
And the worst part is they all don't fucking matter anyway. 'Cause
No.
they all are gone.
Well, one of them makes an appearance in the fifth one.
Does he?
Yeah, do you remember in the fifth one? They're like, "Hey, you're the captain," and then he gets beaten up.
Oh, I don't talk about that's a comedy duo. That's a
No,
new
no,
comedy
there's
duo.
another comedy guy who's introduced in this one.
Yeah, there's 3 of them.
Yeah, I don't care.
I don't care.
I don't. But yeah, I mean, I remember like when we were talking about like doing this episode, you said like, "Oh, the fourth one's not bad."
Yeah.
Do you still maintain that stance?
Yeah, if we're coming off of the trilogy, it's not terrible.
Yeah.
It's like it stood on its own 2 feet. But will it connect to anything? No. And
That's
yeah,
kind of the
like,
biggest
that's the
problem. Yeah, because I was mentioning earlier, I was like, it would have been a good idea to have the Pirates movies be like, oh, Jack Sparrow is interacting with like other like characters and stuff like that, and he's like the driving force of the plot. But then they decided to go in the trilogy like route. But this one, they actually do go with that idea of having Jack Sparrow like be, like the drive, not the well, he's like a part of the story. Like what I was like, okay, that would have been a good idea. But the problem is they started with the trilogy idea, so it's like now it just feels like this doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So it's like you can't go back on the idea.
Jack's character has become more Lucy in the fourth film.
Yeah.
Because it's like, yes, he's not important to be more of a main character, but he's there to just sort of push him.
But at the same time, it's like I don't care about the new characters.
Yeah, like new characters are really not good. Besides Blackbeard, Blackbeard is nice.
Blackbeard's all right. Yeah.
Blackbeard's all right. He's not Davy Jones, but like he has his own motivations and it works.
Like there's a couple in this. It's like a missionary and a mermaid. I did not give a flying fuck about those
Because they're trying
two.
to replace Elizabeth and Will, and it's like,
Yeah.
you don't need a love scene. Like you don't
Just
need a lovers.
make
Just
new characters.
make
Like,
good original characters, and the story will work. They chose not to, and now we're stuck with another love scene.
yeah.
That's why they tried to avoid it in the fifth film, but all the characters they made again sucked, so it didn't
We'll
work.
get there. We'll get
But
there.
we'll get there.
Before we take you off the chain there. Yeah, but I don't know.
Well, the reason why I don't like it too much is because there was not enough ships in it.
In the fourth one?
Yeah.
I get.
Oh, you laugh.
I love that
You
that's an actual
laugh.
complaint.
She needs the sea.
That's the fifth film.
Yeah, we're not there yet. We're not there yet.
That's the only good line.
I think that there are some like good enough like set pieces in the fourth one though. I mean,
Not really.
no,
They're all on one island.
I like that stuff though. I mean, well, because this was based on Stranger Tides, like the actual story itself.
Yeah.
I know the second one, Dead Man's Chest, was
No.
based. Well, I'm
Dead Men Tell No Tales.
well, no. A Dead Man's Chest. To go back to that one, that was based on like the ancient mariner story, where it's like they kill the albatross and they get cursed at sea.
Yes,
like the
yeah.
black mark on the kraken and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
But that's all there. But it's like I don't know. Oh, sorry. I just realized by the way, the director's name is Rob Marshall. I called him John earlier. My ADHD is coming in clutch
Yeah.
here. But yeah, I don't know. There's just it honestly just feels like this film is like it does have some good ideas. I like the concept of like the Fountain of Youth and stuff like that, and finding new ways to expand the Pirates universe without like
Well, I mean, they hinted at it in the last.
Yeah.
film. It's like, yeah, this isn't just a map to get out of the underworld. This leads you to a bunch of other mythical places, such as the Holy Grail. It just sucks. Gibbs burned the entire map.
Oh, yeah.
So they can only do the Holy Grail now instead of all the other adventures.
I guess.
I mean, they could do like a Gibbs like one-off. It's like, yeah, he's being tortured again by the British, and he reveals a new location that they can go to or whatever.
Well, would Gibbs make for a whole interesting movie? Is my
No,
question. Yeah, I
probably
don't,
not.
Yeah.
No, it would. The intro would start with Gibbs.
Oh, and okay.
And then it
I
would
see what you're
lead
saying.
like then the pirates are also looking for it, and it's like,
Yeah.
we got to get to Gibbs or something. And it's
Mm.
like, don't steal my fucking idea.
Yeah, please.
If you are, I have to be a pirate.
Yeah, you can steal his ideas. Just give him a boat.
I need a boat.
He needs the sea.
I need the sea.
Yeah, this movie, I mean, it's not terrible. It's just more or less kind of like what it represents.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like we can do individual adventures in the Pirates universe, but it's like, I don't know.
Do we have the money and time to invest in it now?
Yeah, and also,
especially at this time,
yeah.
the Avengers are now coming forward.
Oh, yeah. And this was one, before, like, the Avengers and stuff like that, this was, like, one of the most expensive films ever.
Yes.
'Cause
that was surprising.
It was on location. They shot with IMAX cameras.
Yeah, that was neat.
And Johnny Depp gives you another $100 million right there.
Yeah, Johnny Depp raised his price.
Yeah, so it's like, holy shit, it really added up. But I think it did well enough.
Yeah, it did enough. I mean, they got a 5th film.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean the 5th film was good.
I think On Stranger Tides is fine. It's not like really. It thankfully isn't. It doesn't take itself seriously like the third one does, but it also isn't like as fun as the first two are. It's like there's really not a whole lot here.
It's just a jungle. That's my problem. Like, I know I'm like, there's not enough ships and stuff. It's like, but if the surrounding areas are boring too, it's not that memorable. Because in my mind, it's like there's only 5 locations. It's like they're on Blackbeard ship, they're on the shoreline, then they're at the Conquistador camp, the other ship, and then they're in the cave, and that's the whole movie.
The story doesn't get to a point where there are like any interesting set pieces, which is kind of a shame. But I mean, you can watch this film and have like a decent time, but it also is just kind of worthless at the end of the day, especially with how much like the rest of the franchise tries to focus on a single story. Mm-hmm. I at least appreciated that this film like tried to actually like expand upon the world a little bit more by like introducing new story elements. Mm-hmm. But I don't know, it's just the way that they went about it was just kind of like it needed Gore Verbinski and his like charm, I feel.
Yeah, it just needed I don't know how it needed. It needed a little more ship.
Enough of the ship. I'm more talking about the story itself.
Yeah, no. Okay, fine. Story-wise, they definitely needed a little bit more. I would have thrown away the love triangle sort of fucking thing. I don't care about that. I think another conflict with the Spanish would have helped. Mm-hmm. Not just them running away.
Oh yeah, they show up at the end and they're like, we've been spending the whole movie looking for the Fountain of Youth, and then they destroy like the cups, and they're like, we actually didn't want to do that. And it's like, why didn't you just destroy the cups? Why did you need to look for the Fountain of Youth to do that? I know it was like for a dramatic moment. Did they do that? Did they see the script? They were like, we needed to do it at this moment.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like they had the cups in their possession. It's like, what is their whole idea? They should have destroyed the cups when they had the chance.
Also, the rules of the Fountain of Youth are so dumb because it's like, do you remember the rules?
Yeah.
It's like the whole, if you have to drink out of 2 cups, and one person has to drink out of it, and another one has to drink out of it, and the person who drinks with the mermaid's tear and the water from the Fountain of Youth gets the years from the other person, and I'm just like, wow, I don't care anymore.
Which makes you think it's like, whose body... Who are you gonna?
Who discovered this shit?
Like Jack's dad.
Okay. Well,
that's why he explains to Jack. It's like, you think I got this beautiful face from age? No, he.
Oh yeah, Jack's dad is in this movie, and then he just vanishes.
Yeah, because he's a mystical character.
I guess, which is what Jack Sparrow should have fucking been, but whatever, I guess. Again, I don't know. I mean,
that's what he's probably going to turn into if they do a 6th film. It's like he's just going to randomly show up, and like guide them in the right direction while also on his own misadventures.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. This 4th one, like I was watching it and it was just like, it is like, it's a movie that you can put on, but there's just, I don't know. There's not a whole lot of meat on this skeleton.
It's a little slim.
Yeah. It's like a Trojan horse, but there's like nothing in it. So it's just empty.
No, there's just one guy.
No, there's just one guy, and it's like, hey, you guys remember me, right?
Oh.
And that's Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, basically, they're testing the waters. They're seeing what the attention rate.
Yeah, I think that's what they were doing with it. They were like testing to see. It's like, okay, can we go away from the trilogy? Can we just make a series?
Because it's much like the
now?
first film. It's like they had an idea and they did it. Now it's like, can we turn it into a franchise?
And then they made the 5th one, and they thought, okay, we actually have to tie it back into the first 3. And then they made it, and no one liked it. So,
And then, well, not only that, they tried to make it a franchise and it didn't work.
Yeah.
So we're left at a cliffhanger, wondering what the fuck they were thinking. And we could talk about it there.
well, do you have anything else to say about the fourth one, or can we
No, I
jump
think
to
I'm
the fifth
fine
one?
with the fourth
Yeah,
one.
the fourth one
let's
is
rip the Bandit off.
all right. Dead
So
men
the fifth one
tell
doesn't
no
exist.
tales.
So that's our problem.
So we don't have to talk about it. This is the shortest episode yet. Yeah, I watched this a few days ago,
I watched it once,
and you hated it that
and
much.
I turned it off many times.
Is there anything you like about it? Mayhaps any of the boats?
No, the boats were pretty disappointing.
Oh,
I do
wow.
like the ghost
Whoa.
ship. The ghost ships was nice.
Oh yeah, and I like Salazar.
So the design of the evil bad guys, peak.
Yeah,
Definitely good.
and I like their like the little army of zombie sharks that they got and that they release.
It's like, why do they have zombie sharks? Are you telling me when they
Zombie
blew up-
sharks as a concept are fucking cool.
Yes,
okay?
but I'm wondering. It's like, so when they blew up in that cave, did they just have a bunch of sharks in their
That's
hole?
oh yeah, that's a good question. No, they found them in the cave. They found the sharks in there, and then they were like, "Hey, live with us." I don't know.
No, because they were dead sharks, and then they possessed them when they were whatever.
Oh yeah, I forgot that they can possess people. They only do it like once at the end, and like we're gonna possess Henry to walk on land.
Yeah, and like all his ghost buddies are like, but if you do that, you could never be Captain Salazar again. And it's like, I don't give a fuck.
I want to die.
I want to kill some people. I hate Jack. It's like that's the whole point. It's just this guy is angry with this stupid kid
Yeah.
who did a
Oh
Fortnite
my
dance.
God.
And
Can I
killed
just say,
you.
by the way, that sequence of young Jack, like that was the first time I watched it. I was laughing hysterically. That was so fucking bad.
It's bad.
The CG on Jack looks terrible, and it's like one of those like prequel moments. I hate like one of the worst things you can do in anything like prequel related. I'm not talking about Star Wars prequels, Sean, all right? But like anything, like any prequel to anything, okay, is like a moment where they're like, hey, here's how the iconic character got his iconic thing. Or something like
Yeah.
that. That's like at the end of the Jack sequence. It's like, here's how he got his iconic hair bands. I don't care.
Yeah, that
It's hair.
like yes, I agree. It does, like, as a sentimental value. It's like, yeah, it's sort of nice that Jack has held on to all these items after
Sure,
so long.
yeah.
But yes, I agree from a story point. It's stupid and annoying.
Yeah.
And you don't even notice. Oh, we didn't even mention in the fourth film, the Black Pearl is not shown.
Oh, yeah,
It's
'cause-
not written upon at all the entire film.
It was in a
It is in a
bottle.
bottle.
Yeah.
That is such a cheap way to show the Black Pearl from such a badass ship. It's in a bottle.
Well, I mean,
And then they bring it in the fifth film. It's like Jack.
put it in the water. That's it. That's the
Well,
the resolution to that.
But also in the ending of the fourth film, Gibbs stole all the other boats. So you're telling me,
oh yeah.
in the meantime, they lost all the other
What-
boats.
what? They didn't do anything with those other boats.
Yeah, they didn't do anything. They just sold them or something.
I feel like they were building up to something with that. It's
Yeah.
like a big fleet of boats at Jack's disposal.
That's what even Gibbs was like. He's like, and I even grabbed us a fleet, and it's like that would have been awesome. Like two pirate lords fighting each other. That would have been an awesome like sixth film
Yeah.
potentially. Not anymore.
Yeah.
Because I mean, in the fifth film, Barbossa got his wish finally. He became a commodore,
Oh,
and he basically
yeah.
runs a pirate trading company, and he just lays around in Tortuga, I think, and retires with Blackbeard ship.
Oh, sure. And yeah, Blackbeard randomly in the fourth one has a sword that can control his ship.
It's
And also,
black magic voodoo. That's the thing.
I guess they never really explain it,
It's
but
black magic voodoo because he has
alright.
two zombie helpers.
he just randomly has zombies with him.
Yeah,
I guess it's a thing. Like, did the real like Blackbeard story? Like, okay, they just gave him.
he doesn't have the real Blackbeard. It's this fucking guy. I think they said he had an STD or whatever that made him like inherently more crazy.
Been there.
No, what did he have? Fuck, I forgot what it was. But you needed mercury. Like that's why if you want to know you want to know a funny tale.
What's that?
So he held up the colony of South Carolina. He kidnapped the governor's son to get supplies from them. And one of the things he specifically asked for was mercury, because at the time pirates thought mercury would help with a certain kind of STD. if you injected mercury in your penis.
Do
This is-
tell.
It didn't work, but they thought it would help. Maybe it's syphilis. I don't know what he had.
So you're saying that Blackbeard in the Pirates of the Caribbean universe, he had magical powers because he injected mercury into his penis.
No, but that's just the real life. That's why he's like very sporadic and had like fire in his beard to like,
Okay.
live it up. They light his beard on fire in the fourth film like one time, which is disappointing. It's like, okay,
That's lame.
but we're going off topic.
Yeah, because we don't want to talk about the
Let's
fifth
talk
one.
about the fifth film.
Henry, the new main character who's trying to
Terrible.
cure. Yeah, he's trying to.
Gods of Egypt star.
Oh, is it actually?
Yeah.
Brandon Thwaites.
Yeah, he's in Gods of Egypt.
Full circle.
Yeah, look at that.
Hey.
He's also in the Teen Titans show, the Fuck Batman.
Oh yeah, is that still going on?
I don't
hope
care.
not.
I don't know.
No.
Good.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Resident DC
Thank you,
Sean
James
letting
Gunn.
us know. But don't do that too much because it's going to be on the microphone.
ASMR.
All right, fuck it. I'm in.
I'm here to steal your booty. I'm here to inject mercury into your penis. I'm rubbing the mic up my crotch. Where is your mercury?
It's in my penis.
It's in my penis. You enjoy it.
If you want it, you'll have to suck it out.
Oh, wait.
I'm firing my gun. That's a hit.
Ow! I'm dead.
I'm dead.
You're gathered here today. It's an entire funeral.
I'm cocking my penis.
Again, this is how little we want to talk about the fifth movie.
That is for our audio listeners.
Anyway,
Oh god.
Henry is such a
Don't make me
white
talk
bread
about it.
protagonist that I like.
So boring.
I don't know anything about him. He's one of the
So
most
annoying.
generic love stories in any film I've ever seen.
He acts like he's 10 years old and he's like 24.
Yeah. Well, it's like here's the thing. Like Will kind of had to figure out in the first movie how to be good at being a pirate.
Yeah.
Like he kind of sucked at first. He learned. He found that part of him.
But Henry's not a pirate. He just he needs to find Jack Sparrow to free his father.
Yeah, that's the thing. Henry's already like good at like what he does. You know what I mean?
Like he joined the British Navy, so he knows what he's doing. Like he's been at sea before. He's just one of those he's one of those people that believes in like the folklore and stuff. Like
Yeah.
that's why he got arrested and put in the brig when they go into the cave.
He's like not an interesting character by himself. Like the whole thing with him is like he's sort of supposed to be like a legacy. Well, not a legacy character, but like one of those characters in like say like The Force Awakens or like the new Ghostbusters, where it's like, oh, their only thing is that they are meant to be like a surrogate for the audience who are like, whoa, look at all the legacy characters.
Oh my God, is that Bill Murray?
Oh my God. I love that Bill Murray looks like he wants to be here. Exactly that. It's like Henry is just a very basic protagonist who has nothing interesting going on around him. And same goes to
The lady. The
to an
girl.
extent. I at least they
She
try
has
to
some,
they try to give her some character traits, but also they try to tie her in with Barbossa.
Yes, I think that's one of the bigger flaws. It's like you didn't need to do this.
Yeah. It's like it would have been.
Spoilers.
Yeah, it would have been. Barbossa
She-
dies again. Who cares?
That's not what I was gonna say.
Oh well, what? What were you gonna say?
She's Barbossa's daughter
Well, again,
that he, for some reason, had a child with and left in an orphanage, and for some reason gave her a precious stone and a journal. It's like, what do you mean you're not supposed to find this fucking kid ever again? It sounds like you gave her exactly what she needs to find you again.
yeah, it's a good. Yeah, I don't know, and that's out of character for Barbossa. it
Yeah, and that's
feels
out
like.
of character because he's a piece of shit.
Like, yeah,
Not until the second film. Like,
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's just, and then Jack.
Oh my God.
God, Jack is terrible in this film.
It feels like
He is the bumbling idiot, which is not his character.
Yeah.
I feel like I feel like whoever was writing it completely forgot what Jack's character was doing.
and it felt like a parody of him.
Yes,
Yeah, it just
because
didn't
Jack would
feel
never
like
give
him.
up his compass. Like, yeah, he can fall on rough times, but he would never let that like really get into him.
Well, didn't he give his compass to Will in the third movie to find Beckett's ship or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay. So my question is, if that happened, why didn't Salazar get released?
Because he gave it to another pirate.
Oh, okay.
He
Is
just-
that the rule? You have to give it to another pirate?
Yes.
Okay. It would have been
Because
nice
if
if
you
the
don't
movie
know-
said that, but
Because if you don't know the lore, Beckett and Jack used to be trading partners and pirates together.
oh, okay.
But then Jack refused to sell people.
okay.
And that's where like when him and Beckett were negotiating in the second film, it's like people are not property or whatever.
Okay.
Which makes Jack a good guy, but Beckett, and then that's where they divided, and that's where he got his iconic his pirate brand.
Okay. In the second movie
Yeah.
or the third one?
Second movie,
Okay. They just mentioned that.
they mention it.
Okay, I guess.
This is like a 1 minute conversation.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. At any time Beckett showed up on screen, I zoned out. I don't.
In the second film, Jack made a deal with Beckett to get the heart to him.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, I remember now. Okay.
And then Norrington found out about the deal and commandeered it so he could get the third, like, give it to Beckett and gain control.
okay,
again.
let's talk about the second movie
Or-
again.
yeah, I want to talk about the second movie, please.
No, but okay. Well, the movie starts with like Salazar, and he's like, "I would tell you to tell Jack, but dead
Is that
men."
how it starts? I thought it's Will.
Well, it's
I thought
the Will
it's
flashback.
Yeah.
And then Henry is captured by Salazar. He's like, "I always leave someone alive because remember,
Dead men
tell no tales." Except for later when he's telling Barbosa his tale.
Yeah. Well, he's a
So the
dead
movie
man.
title is a lie.
No, Dead Men Tell. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you see the problem, right? He's telling a
I would say
fucking
for
tale.
a title, for a movie title, it's so obnoxious.
Yeah.
Four
It's-
letters or four
That's
words or less.
Such a
please.
long fucking title. Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tale. That's too much.
We have Pirates of Curse of the Black Pearl. So I guess that's long. That's 6 words. And then Dead Man's Chest, 3. At World's End, 4. And then Dead Men Tell No Tales.
That's too much.
like,
On
what the
Stranger
fuck?
Tides. I mean, that's at least like, I feel like 4 syllables is like too much.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
Nah, it's just a way. It's just too much.
But the beginning, like, I feel like this is. I honestly did kind of enjoy like the bank robbery scene.
Yeah, that was nice. That was original. That,
That
felt
was,
like
like-
the only original thing. In the
It
film.
it felt like it was like just stupid enough that like I was actually enjoying it.
Mhm.
But yeah, having Jack be like even more of like a bumbling idiot than he sometimes is like very out of character. Like he didn't even know the plan that he was doing. Like
Yeah, exactly. Like
I like the introduction. Like the bank vault opens. It's like, oh, there's Jack, and he slept with a woman, and he's like gonna do a bank robbery, and then like
he should have been like, and now for the grand review, and then it like he
Yeah.
does like he shouldn't have been like drunk and didn't know what was going on. It's like no, you knew this.
and then and then his entire crew, like Gibbs leaves him.
Yeah, even Gibbs.
Even
would've-
Gibbs leaving Jack, I'm like, that should never fucking happen. I feel.
No, he should have. He should have been like, yeah, it all rough times, Captain. Just
Or like Gibbs is like, sorry, but this is what I have to do. I have to be with the other people. Like Gibbs is just like, yeah, fuck you.
Yeah,
I was like, no, that is no.
No.
I don't particularly care for these movies, but no, Jack and Gibbs.
he didn't just throw away his Navy career.
Oh
just
yeah,
to walk away from. Jack.
yeah, right. He was in the intro to the first one, or
Yeah.
like he was with the British
He was
Navy.
with the British. Yeah,
Yeah, everything just
It
really
just-
fell
because
off
Jack's
with that.
character, yes, he is a fool, but he is a planning fool. Like
Yeah.
he does it to make people underestimate him, and then he goes on top
Like
of them.
he doesn't show his full hand all the
Exactly.
time.
Like as he said in the first film, you got to watch out for the dishonest men, because the honest men, when they double cross you, it's a surprise. But a dishonest man will always be dishonest, and thus you will always don't know what's going on,
Right.
or whatever.
Yeah, and then in this movie, he's just like, here's my compass, whatever. Fuck
Anyway,
it.
give me rum.
Remember Rom?
Remember rum?
Pirates?
I love pirates.
I fucking love pirates. Yeah, and then
And then-
they're trying to find the Trident of
I
Poseidon.
love that we just don't even talk about the girl.
What's to say? I mean,
The girl gets arrested, and her and Jack are gonna get executed together. And look, then the fucking Henry comes together and makes a funny guillotine spin around. And
oh yeah, by the way, this film is obnoxiously edited. It feels like, because this is the shortest one out of all the films. It's
Yeah.
only just like under 2 hours, but like there are just like scenes that just don't feel like they end, they just stop. Like there's like the scene, it's like they find Henry after that whole spinning guillotine thing, and then they just cut to the boat, and it's just like, oh, okay.
Well, they cut to the boat and they immediately launch it, and then they're at the next island already.
Right. It's just like pacing. What's that?
There's like no real good pacing for this film. Like that's my problem with it, because all the other ones feel like, yes, this happens over like a series of weeks to days. Or no, not the first one takes place probably within a week. The second one, a week, and then the third one is like within probably 2 weeks.
Okay. But yeah,
the fourth film takes place within 2 days at least, and then this film, I don't know how many days pass. It feels like one.
It
day.
feels like everything takes place in the span of a minute.
Yeah,
like it's too fast.
It takes place within like 12 hours,
and it also feels long at the same time too. Yeah. It's like I've never watched a movie that like it feels like it's going too fast and too slow at the same time. Because like nothing's really happening. Yes. Nothing interesting.
That's the problem. Nothing they do has really any weight to it.
Karina. I was like, what's the name of the girl? I was like, fuck.
Korea.
No, Karina.
I know, it's Karina.
Jesus. No, I think she is interesting. Like they at least gave her a trait, but
they gave her some background, and yeah, she's a scientific lady.
But again, the movie doesn't really have time to explore that.
Yeah. To just see it, it's just a funny comic relief. It's like, a witch. It's like, okay.
Yeah. And then I'm trying to think what else happens in the movie.
And they're getting chased, and then Barbossa, might I add, Barbossa throws away his ship for the ghost one, because it gets crushed.
Yeah.
Because he's guiding the ghost pirates to Jack, which he doesn't know where he is anyway. Or no, he does know, because Barbossa talked to a witch lady. I guess witch lady's here.
I forgot about the witch lady. What happened to her?
No idea. She's just a plot point.
Did they just forget about her?
Yeah.
Because like she appears for Barbossa, and then she appears for the new British people who just die anyway.
Oh, do they? I forgot about the British people.
Well, there's more British people.
Okay,
we shouldn't call them. We shouldn't just say the Navy, the British Navy.
In the Navy.
Yeah, but because the British Navy show up and they're like, we're gonna do whatever it is that we do, and then Salazar comes in and crushes them.
And then crush their boat because they're in a race now to touch land.
Yeah, exactly.
Or they fall apart.
Oh, I did like the bit where like Salazar's like men were walking on water. And
that's fine.
And then they were like at the edge of the beach, and like Jack was like, "Hey, fuckers!" I did like that.
And he's like, "I'm here for you, Jack." It's like, who are you?
Yeah, it's like I literally.
That was
know.
like the only good Jack moment. It's like, oh yeah, that's funny because Jack definitely wouldn't remember
because he screwed over so many people.
Yeah, exactly.
So
it's like, who are these people?
But then later in the movie, when they're having their final confrontation, Jack talks to him like he knows him.
Yeah,
and it's like, so you do or you don't remember? I don't know.
It's.
Yeah, and then I like the. I'm trying to think. There's like major chunks of this film where like nothing interesting.
Nothing really happens.
The finale where they just easily destroy the Trident is like Poseidon is like a big loser, I guess, because his trident is like made out of plastic.
No, look, it's not his actual trident. It's just that's what they call it. It's Poseidon's trident, aka
Poseidon's like, I got nothing to do with this shit.
Even though for some reason it holds all the curses on the sea.
Yeah.
And if it is broken, all of the curses are now broken.
Which question, I thought the whole point of the Flying Dutchman was that
it wasn't a curse. It's not a curse.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like it was meant to bring people like dead sailors to the afterlife, right?
Yeah.
So if that's gone, that's all fucked.
Exactly.
Unless that's the point of the sixth movie.
No, I just think they forgot what the hell they were doing.
Yeah, oh, sure.
Because the Dutchman is not a curse. It's a job.
This film, I did look it up, is written by a different screenwriter from the first four.
Okay.
So
I blame them.
Yeah. Someone's got some explaining to do. Someone didn't do their research, evidently. But
it's not a curse. That's my biggest problem with it. It's like, we got to get the trident to break my daddy's curse. And it's like, it's not a curse. Just tell your dad to get a different job. Tell him to leave his job.
To get a different job.
Or that. How about you get, because you can just leave. The Dutchman can leave.
I guess. I don't know.
The reason why Davy Jones didn't leave is because he was scared he was going to die.
That's
also out of spite for Calypso, he didn't leave.
Oh, right. Yeah, because Will and Elizabeth's story like ended with the third movie.
Yeah.
And even after I watched the ending of the first film, I was just like, I felt like their story wrapped up, but like I'm fine with exploring a little bit more of that. But like the fact that we have like the fourth movie in this series dedicated to them, it's like I'm so sick of it. And it's like Elizabeth doesn't even have anything to do with this movie, probably because Keira Knightley is a little too expensive now, and Orlando Bloom. But I don't know. It's just like I don't care anymore. And the ending where it's like, oh, they're reunited. I'm like, I don't care.
I don't care. They are always reunited. They visit every 10 years.
Yeah. It's just everything in this movie. Like I was watching it. I was like, I actually, it's not terrible. And then I got to a certain point. I was just like, I just don't care anymore. This is just, I just don't care.
That's the movie.
Yeah.
That's the movie in a nutshell.
And the movie has all this, like, it's trying to be funny. It's like, it feels like it. Yeah. Like you were saying, trying to be a franchise like Marvel or something like that. And the post-credit scene. You want to talk about that?
Yeah. Well, just to bring up Marvel again. At this time is when Marvel skyrocketed. This is 2017.
Yeah.
This is when Marvel is definitely off their feet. They're nearing the prime. Like, I blame Marvel for how this movie went out.
So Disney's like, we got Marvel and Star Wars. What other franchise do we got?
I think they were just trying. They realized they waited too long for a fifth film, so they were testing the waters again.
Yeah.
But they went in the complete wrong direction.
Right.
They did it more like a Marvel movie than an original Pirates movie. That's the problem.
And that's sort of the thing. After the fourth movie, like I feel like audiences were like, hey, we don't really want another one. Like the story ended.
For most people, yeah, the story ended.
Right.
The problem is, it's not that it ended. They just didn't make any good original characters again.
Yeah.
They made good characters in the first three films. They fleshed them out. They were good. In the fourth film, all the original characters that came left or died.
Well, that's the thing is like the most interesting stuff from the first and second film, it had some source material. Like the first one had the ride to go off of. The second one had like the Ancient Mariner story. And then the fourth one, it did On Stranger Tides, which even that movie wasn't perfect, but at least it like had some semblance of a good idea.
Yeah.
Like I feel like Pirates, like it needs to take more inspiration from like older stories and stuff like that.
Yeah, and that's fine. They just didn't do it.
Yeah.
They stopped doing a good job. And Marvel definitely, that sealed their fate.
Yeah.
For at least 10 years. I mean, in good news, Marvel is now fallen off pretty much. A lot of their original fan base is gone.
Hey, man, aren't you excited for Avengers?
Aren't you excited for
4? No, wait, 5. Because Endgame was 4, right? Yeah, you're right. So, anything else you want to say about this fifth one?
Yeah, the end credit scene.
Oh, yeah.
Stupid.
Davy Jones.
Because the ending of the film is literally Will walking on land. They kiss, they make up, whatever. And then Jack sails away in another dinghy.
Yeah.
Like, what happened to the ship?
No, it's the Black Pearl.
Oh, no, it's the Black Pearl.
Yeah,
Okay.
you got it back.
Yeah, okay. In the fifth film, it's like, yeah, if Jack finally gets to sail away in the Black Pearl, he's always wanted. It's like he had the ship. He's just stupid with it.
Henry and the girl kissed, but they had no romance. I think the missionary and the mermaid had more. They had a better relationship, and it was nothing.
Yeah, it was nothing.
Yeah,
and then the end credit scene is literally them in bed, and then you hear the stepping of Davy Jones.
Yeah,
walking towards them, and Will wakes up because like, oh, it's a nightmare. But then it's like, why is there water in the doorway? It's like, what are they insinuating? That like when you leave the Dutchman, the previous one comes back from the dead. In which case, why is he going after them? They're on land.
Yeah,
like it
should
should
can't
only
even
be,
go on land.
It should be a water thing then.
Yeah.
Like I don't like whoever wrote this film. I blame them so much.
Yeah,
they ruined it. I'm glad they didn't show like the full Davy Jones, because if they did, I would have been way more angry.
Oh God, though, can you imagine like a world in which they make another one and they bring back Davy Jones and the CG is worse than when he first appeared?
Oh no!
God, that would be.
I hope not.
If that happens though, that would be such a sign of like how far. Like obviously, I understand why CG doesn't look as great back then, because that took time to make that, and like there is no time for VFX artists anymore, and they deserve more time to focus on this shit. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's
Well, that's the Marvel problem. Like
Yeah.
that's the
just
entire
the
Marvel
movie industry problem.
Yeah,
is
that too.
we have to keep
Well,
churning
they've
out all
become-
these films.
They've become so reliant on CGI that these people are losing their lives
Yeah.
to make art.
And
but
they
it's
do-
like they
and
can't live with it.
It's just half baked a lot of the time.
Yeah, a lot of it's half baked, and then the studios and the fans are definitely upset, and then the studio is like, why did you screw us? And then they fire the VFX artists, and then
Yeah.
it's like they hire more, and it's like it's an endless cycle of just give these people more time. You don't have to release a movie every single year.
I know
Like-
James Gunn has like gone on record of saying like he kind of meets with his VFX artists like regularly and kind of like finds time to let them work on what they need to work on and stuff like that.
Yeah, like when you plan a movie properly, that's how you can do it.
Yeah.
A lot of Marvel movies these days are all like pre-res. They do a CGI animate of the entire movie.
and they have to revolve the plot around that.
Yeah, and then they just swap out the actors and finish the VFX. But even then, that's not enough time.
Creative Mad
It's-
Libs.
It's not enough.
Well, we could definitely talk about that some other time.
Yeah, that can be another. But I
But-
mean, this was ILM's like baby.
Yeah.
They blew the water.
Did they work on the first one?
Yeah,
Okay.
that was the
And-
testing waters, and then they blew it out of the park for the second and third one. I don't think there was anything in the fourth one besides a mermaid tail.
right.
That was not that bad.
No.
And then the fourth one, I
Even
think.
in the fourth one, the mermaid tail turned into like human legs. 'Cause
Yeah,
they're
then
like, we're so tired of fucking animating this.
They're like, what if they just had legs?
Yeah, why?
And then the fifth one, I think they came back for the ghosts, but I think, yeah.
Nah.
You want to grade them now?
Yeah. Well, I would actually. This is not going to be hard for me at all. I think I would rank it in order of release. Like the best one, I think, is the first one. You go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I would put 2, 3, 1, and then 4, 5.
Okay, I got
That's
you.
my ranking.
Well, let me ask you, because Pirates of the Caribbean, it definitely feels like we haven't gotten anything from this franchise after Dead Men Tell No Tales didn't work out financially or critically, and
But
all
also
all
what
the stuff
I-
with Johnny Depp.
Yes, that was another part I didn't want to bring up. But yes, in recent years, he was. Well, not in recent years. After that film came out, his ex-wife came forward and said like he abused her, which in recent years has been proven false.
Yeah,
He didn't.
I would be okay for him to come back. I mean, I still
Yes.
think he's a good actor, but also like he needs good material
I
with the
hope-
Pirates franchise.
Yes, that's the problem. I hope he does come back, but I believe he still has stipulations for Disney in order to come back, which is a written and also verbal
Yeah.
apology that they have never done. So until they do that, I don't think
I think this franchise is dead.
I think this franchise is dead. That or they reference Jack Sparrow like he's in it's like the silhouette of the back of his head and stuff,
Yeah.
but they don't show his front face. So it's like they could technically do that.
They could, but I do not think you can do this franchise without Jack.
Yes, that is the problem.
They did have that Sea of Thieves DLC. If you want to talk about that, Dejan.
Yeah, I can talk about Sea of Thieves. They did do a Disney crossover with Sea of Thieves.
Oh, okay.
Me, Sean, and Town, we played through the entire. It's called Tall Tales, but they were like a bunch of like hour-long missions, and those were fun. And yeah, the voice actor did a good job with Jack Sparrow. It just, I don't think a live-action Jack Sparrow would be good. If
Yeah.
anything, they should definitely make more pirate games. Fucking industry is barren.
Oh yeah. I think they're well, you know, just as long as you make it good, I'm okay with whatever. You know.
You need 3 things. You need sword fighting, you need ship combat, and you need a good location / story, like
Yes.
sub-story. It doesn't even need to like be the whole arc of the whole thing, but there needs to be some sort of layering story.
I know there was talks about doing like a reboot of the Pirates of the Caribbean with Margot
Robbie?
Margot Robbie. I almost
Yeah,
said
I've heard
Qualley.
that. Mark Robbie.
That would be good too, but I honestly don't think it would be good without Jack
I
Sparrow.
keep hearing like female Jack Sparrow. I'm like, just don't do female. Just either commit to a new actor or get Johnny Depp.
Mm-hmm.
Don't gender swap them.
Yeah, do like the Ghostbusters reboot.
If you want a female main character, make a female main character.
That's
Don't
fine, yeah.
gender swap them. Like, ugh.
Yeah.
Make a good female main character.
Or just make a good original
Or yeah, make
Pirates
a good
property,
original,
you know.
yeah.
But I don't know. I guess we'll see.
We'll see.
But yeah,
But it goes back
anything
in full
else?
circle. It's like The problem is it's so expensive.
Yeah.
They're not gonna go and waste that much money on a pirate film because now it's shown to be risky.
Yeah.
So
Unless they find a way to make it like, I don't want to say low budget, but like as long as they find
it's
a
gonna
way.
be a blue screen.
Oh God, you're right. Yeah. Which I don't even know how much of Dead Men Tell No Tales was like on like a blue screen or not.
I don't
It a lot of
a
it
lot
probably
of it,
was.
especially that final fight. I'm sure that was mostly on a blue screen.
Yeah. Blue walls. Just the water waves.
I know I know they use blue screens, not to like fully rip on them, but like
No,
they had
no.
actual like sets and they built a full ship at one point.
Oh, I forgot to mention the green screen. Yeah, because I remember the scene where they're like running from or swimming away from the zombie sharks. The green screen.
Oh, that's
was
bad. Yeah, that's probably the worst scene.
Yeah. Like I like the zombie sharks, but like, holy shit.
So any final notes?
Nope. I it was very interesting to watch these movies, but let's never do it again.
You don't have to do it again.
Well, I mean, you know what?
I'll
I
continue
still think
watching
that
my-
I still think that the first two are still pretty good. So if you haven't watched them, watch them.
If you haven't watched the trilogy, you should definitely watch the trilogy again. The fourth film's okay, and there is no fifth film.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I think Sean should have replaced Brian.
well, come on. Well, all right, I'm going to get this situated. But thank you for watching this episode of Couple of Idiots. Make sure to subscribe, like the video, follow me to my house, or follow us on all the social medias. And remember, stay piratey.
I'll come for you.
Yeah, now shoot them. Nice. Okay, bye.